Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have been mocked and accused of despicable attempts to rival the Queen after reports the couple are launching their own honours list. Meghan Markle, Netflix deal contention with Queen, says expert Kate Middleton, and William, expert on couple's royal train tour. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have been accused of being desperate for relevance after it was reported they are planning their own honours list to recognise individuals and organisations championing positive causes. Angry royal fans question the move after the couple quit the royal family earlier this year to protect their privacy. One tweeted, "This ultimate woke couple who make me ill are going to try and rival the Queen with their own woke awards ceremony. Makes me ill." Another posted, "This has to be a joke. Aren't these the two who want privacy by divorcing themselves from the @royal family? At Kensington Royal. At Clarence House. Moving to USA." One added, "Really desperate to stay in press for people who want privacy. They are a joke. No one cares. They are not royal and their woke awards will not make them relevant or popular. They showed what they think of UK during COVID. They only care about themselves. Abandoned family. They are users." Harry, 36, and Meghan, 39, hope to celebrate charitable service, education, science, literature, racial justice, gender equity, environmental stewardship, youth empowerment, health and mental health, according to The Sun. The award scheme will be run by the Sussex Zachary Foundation. The Queen's honours are handed out twice a year. Other furious fans accused Meghan and Harry of being delusional. One posted, "Why? Who are they to bestow awards? They obviously don't know they are no longer royals. So desperate for relevance to outdo the Queen. Despicable." A Twitter user said, "Dear God, they are delusional. Are they going to set up a rival court?" Another posted, "I mean, who do they actually think they are and who entertains their grandiose ideas?" Meghan and Harry's plan also raised eyebrows among critics, with Good Morning Britain host Piers Morgan asking this morning, "Have you ever met a couple more inclined to break their own privacy than Meghan and Harry?" Prince William and Kate, Duchess of Cambridge, have lavished praise on workers at Fairshare in Manchester, hailing them as the very best of human nature. The first day of the Duke and Duchess country-wide tour saw them stop in Manchester to visit the food distribution charity. William and Kate are taking the royal train in a 1,250-mile journey to pay tribute to frontline workers and heroes for their efforts during the coronavirus pandemic. William and Kate have been front and center for the royal family during the pandemic, and have thrown their support behind charities. Monday's leg of the Cambridge's tour saw them end the day in Manchester, meeting with volunteer workers at Fairshare and New Smithfield Market. Speaking to the volunteers, William and Kate lavished praise on the workers for their efforts distributing food to those in need during the pandemic. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry should not expect Princess Eugenie and her husband Jack Brooksbank to pay rent during their stay at Frogmore Cottage, the results of a new poll have shown. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex dramatically stepped down as senior members of the royal family earlier this year in March after announcing they were seeking financial independence in the US. They quickly settled into a new home in Santa Barbara, California, which meant their marital home Frogmore Cottage, located in Windsor, was left empty. Now the cottage is said to be on loan to Princess Eugenie and Jack as they prepare to welcome their first child early next year. The cottage has special meaning to them as they also tied the knot at St. George's Chapel, in the grounds of Windsor Castle, in October 2018. Their move into the cottage has prompted some royal experts to question whether the couple will be paying rent to the Sussexes. Prince Charles lost the right to use a set of ducal titles after the heartbreaking decision to change the royal family's surname to Windsor. Prince Charles lost the right of bearing a set of ducal titles because of his grandfather's decision to change the family name to Windsor. George V was forced into the heartbreaking decision to show his support to the British public after 18 children were killed in an air raid during World War I. The royal family became the House of Windsor after the king renounced the name of Saxe, Coburg, Gotha and stripped all his relatives of German titles and honours in solidarity with the people. Letters patents issued since 1841 show all first-born sons of the sovereign received the titles of Duke of Saxony and Prince of Saxe, Coburg, Gotha in addition to the style of Prince of Wales. The titles were the result of Queen Victoria marrying Prince Albert of Saxe, Coburg, Gotha, a member of the German ducal House of Saxony. But royal commentator Lydia Starbuck said George V gave up the title for himself and all his descendants when he agreed to take on the more British-sounding surname of Windsor in 1917. Prince Harry once made a startling admission about what it had been like to live with Prince William. Harry and William used to be seen as a comedy double act within the firm, especially when compared to the more serious members of the royal family. They chose to live together in a small cottage when they were both training with the RAF in Shrewsbury, rather than living with all the other trainees at the base, demonstrating their closeness. However, a resurfaced complaint from Harry about this time with his brother casts new light on their now estranged relationship. During a joint interview conducted at the time, the pair were asked what it was really like to live together. Harry jumped in and said, "It's for the first time and the last time, I can assure you of that." William insisted he did all the cooking and often had to tidy up after Harry. However, as Angela Levin wrote in her book, Harry, Conversations with the Prince, William's then girlfriend, Kate, devotedly cooked for William and even ran his bath when the brothers were living together. Prince Harry and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, have been accused of being cowards for not returning to the UK and spending time with the Queen and Prince Philip, who are not getting any younger. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle may be avoiding returning to the UK in fear of encountering an awkward meeting with the rest of the royal family, commentators have claimed. Royal biographer Angela Levin spoke to Talk Radio's Mike Graham about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's continued absence from Britain. Both of them expressed fury at the couple, who have been abroad since they officially stepped down in April, especially due to the frail nature of the Queen and Prince Philip. Mr. Graham told listeners, "When we think about what the world has gone through this year, in particular, it's not really anybody's fault that people are far away from one another. But there doesn't seem to be any urgency from California, from Harry and Meghan, to come back and see Prince Philip, who is not getting any younger. The Queen is also racking up the years, and anybody else in the family. They could have come home for Christmas, couldn't they? It's not as if they're spending it with her dad." In his speech at Fair Share, Prince William said, "I know you've had a particularly hard time over recent months, as has the whole of the north of England. I'm really glad we've been able to come and talk to some of you in person about how you've all been doing. Catherine and I felt that it was extremely important to visit just some of the heroes that have emerged this year to thank you for all that you have done. Whether that's transport workers, paramedics, school teachers, or indeed staff and volunteers like those of you online across the Fair Share network, or here in Manchester tonight. You are the people that have not only kept our country going but have also helped warm all our hearts by showing us the very best of human nature." They heard from staff about how Fair Share adapted its operations during the pandemic to help those in need. The Netflix film Twitter account shared a clip from Diana, in her own words, a documentary featuring recordings the late Princess of Wales made to answer questions from journalist Andrew Morton during the writing of his tell-all biography. The 2-minute clip attached to the tweet included an extract from the documentary in which Diana speaks of her rage after she said to have found a bracelet the Prince of Wales had commissioned for Camilla. In the clip, Diana also claimed Prince Charles was in a way obsessed with me, adding, "You never knew what mood it was going to be. Up and down, up and down." This tweet has been perceived by many social media users as a reply to criticism concerning the veracity of the events portrayed in The Crown, the latest season of which heavily focuses on the relationship between Prince Charles, Princess Diana and Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall. A few royal fans replied saying this documentary only showed Princess Diana's side of the story rather than the full truth. Speaking this afternoon, Ms. Sturgeon said, "The royal visit is a matter for the royal household and the arrangements around it, and any questions about those arrangements should be directed to the royal household," she said. "The Scottish government was advised about the intention to visit, and we made sure that the royal household were aware, as you would expect, of all of the restrictions in place in Scotland, so that could inform both the decision and the planning of the visit." Prince William and Kate have arrived in Scotland on the latest stop on their royal train tour. The Duke and Duchess have thanked frontline staff for their work during the coronavirus pandemic in Newbridge, near Edinburgh. William and Kate's third stop was Batley Community Centre in West Yorkshire. Kate swapped her blue Catherine Walker coat for a navy one, while William switched his tartan scarf for an olive green one for their arrival. The couple met volunteers from the centre who have supported elderly members of the community throughout the pandemic by sending cards, having regular phone calls and dropping off shopping, food bags and activity packs. Prince Charles has praised those involved in the development of a coronavirus vaccine as the UK prepares to roll out the jab tomorrow. The Prince of Wales spoke during a visit with the Duchess of Cornwall to Salisbury Cathedral as the first vaccinations will be administered at dozens of hospital hubs from Tuesday. He said, "As we gather here, we are profoundly aware of all those who have gone before us, who have bequeathed us the magnificent legacy of this glorious building, and who have maintained the spiritual community which has kept the flame of faith alive here for so many centuries. Over the years, that faith has sustained this city and this land through many trials and has done so through the many months of the pandemic we are currently experiencing. Over the years, each challenge in turn has been overcome, and that is the case today when, thanks to the inspiring work of all those who have been involved in providing vaccines, we can now look forward with renewed hope." Kate and Prince William have embarked on a very special one-off tour of the UK on the royal train to meet communities and thank frontline workers for everything they have done during the coronavirus crisis. The royal train is usually reserved for the most senior members of the royal family, including the Queen, the Duke of Edinburgh and occasionally the Prince of Wales and Duchess of Cornwall. While Kate has been on regular trains, including short journeys with the Queen and Prince Philip during the Diamond Jubilee tour, she has not yet been on this locomotive, an invitation for which only the Queen can extend. Indeed, it will be Kate's first time despite being a senior royal for nearly a decade, and despite the fact Meghan Markle took the royal train just months after her wedding to Prince Harry. Kate, Duchess of Cambridge, seemingly made a mistake while penning a personal message to transport workers minutes before starting a whirlwind tour with Prince William. Kate wrote a thoughtful thank you message on one of the iconic white information boards scattered around stations in the UK and more commonly known as TfL boards. However, she appears to have left out a letter from the word country. The apparent lack of the letter may simply be due to the Duchess of Cambridge's handwriting rather than being a typo. Kate, Duchess of Cambridge, and Prince William are keeping destinations and timings of their royal train tour a secret, but crowds have been seen gathering ahead of their arrival to Berwick-upon-Tweed. Kate and Prince William's arrival to the Northumberland city was meant to be kept a secret to avoid mass gatherings during the ongoing pandemic. However, the secrecy surrounding Duke and Duchess of Cambridge's destinations and times of arrivals to the cities they are due to visit did not prevent royal fans from finding out they were arriving at Berwick-upon-Tweed this morning. The Queen and other senior royals are expected to have COVID-19 vaccinations, but are resisting efforts to get them to go public over it. Palace officials are against any attempt by the government to pressure the 94-year-old monarch and her family into joining a campaign to boost public confidence in the jabs by saying they've had them. And amid irritation at people dreaming up ideas without asking, palace officials have made it clear that they regard it as unfair to expect royals to be bullied into revealing what they regard as private medical information. The Queen and Philip, 99, are likely to have the jab in line with the rest of their age group, and if the Queen chooses not to confirm that, it may become apparent when she starts to return to normal engagements after months of restricted duties. Kate, Duchess of Cambridge, and Prince William have been welcomed to the first stop of their royal train tour by a piper playing festive songs. Kate and Prince William's tour of Great Britain has kicked off this morning as they arrived into Edinburgh Waverley Station aboard the royal train. The Duchess of Cambridge dazzled in a Liberty print face covering as she stepped out of the royal train alongside Prince William. Piers Morgan lost it once more with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry during Monday's edition of Good Morning Britain as the royal couple look set to launch their own awards which will rival Queen Elizabeth's honours list. Piers couldn't hold back his views on the matter as he remarked, "Who do they think they are, these people?" Kate, Duchess of Cambridge, and Prince William have embarked on a royal train tour to boost morale across the nation, but the cost of the locomotive has long been controversial for the staggering amount it takes to run it. Express.co.uk is asking should it be scrapped due to eye-watering cost to the taxpayer. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge boarded the service on Sunday to travel 1,250 miles over a 3-day tour of the UK to thank communities, outstanding individuals and key workers for their efforts during the coronavirus pandemic. It is thought the tour will be the Duchess's first official journey by the royal train despite having been a member of the monarchy for almost a decade, while the Duke has used it a number of times. But the train has long been criticised for its cost, met by the British taxpayer. Kate, Duchess of Cambridge, and Prince William have started their royal train tour by personally thanking transport workers across the country. Kate and Prince William left a deeply personal message on the Service Information Board at London's Euston Station to thank one of the categories of workers that has continued to serve the country throughout the pandemic: transport staff. The Duchess of Cambridge personally wrote the message on one of the iconic whiteboards, commonly known as TfL boards, at the transport hub. In stylish handwriting, Kate wrote, "Thank you to all transport workers everywhere for keeping the country moving throughout this difficult year. Wishing you all a very Merry Christmas." Kate, Duchess of Cambridge, and Prince William looked particularly close as they were embarking on their three-day tour across Great Britain. Prince William cozied up with Kate as they were to embark on their whirlwind tour across England, Wales, and Scotland. In a video filmed just before the couple were heading on the royal train, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are seen speaking with staff at Euston Station. While chatting to one of the members of the staff on their train's platform, Prince William gets closer to his wife of 9 years and caresses her back in a rare show of affection. Andrew Neil claimed the tragic accident that cost Princess Diana her life was the result of royal security being stripped in the aftermath of her unprecedented BBC Panorama interview with Martin Bashir. Andrew Neil claimed there was a clear line between Princess Diana's BBC Panorama interview in 1995 and her death in a car crash 2 years later. The veteran BBC presenter slammed the company as he claimed Diana chose to give up her security team because of the paranoia presenter Martin Bashir allegedly instilled in her. Speaking to CNN, Mr. Neil said, "We now know the way that he conned Diana into giving this interview. We all wondered why she had given it to him. He played on her paranoia," he said. "Senior officials in the palace are selling stories to the tabloids. Here are the bank statements that prove it. You can't trust anybody, even your security. And what she did is get rid of her security. When I met Diana in 1996, she had no security with her." Kate, Duchess of Cambridge, has worn some eye-catching pieces of jewelry since she became part of the royal family. Speaking exclusively to Express.co.uk, a jewelry expert analyzed a ruby set she has worn with similarities to one of the Queen's favorite tiaras. She has occasionally sported a ruby and diamond jewelry set which includes a pendant, earrings and matching ring. The pieces in the set could be worth a huge fortune, according to Managing Director of William May, Nick Withington. He told Express.co.uk, "Kate's necklace shows off an oval ruby around 10 carat in weight surrounded by diamonds totaling more than 1.5 carat, estimated at £60,000 or more. The diamonds look to be around 3 carat, which at the quality would give an estimated value of around £100,000. Additional reporting by Rebecca Perring.